Well, looks like we got another terrible show tonight on Smackdown. Believe it? Someone just said the name of my topic tonight is called. Let's see what topic tonight is called. Moronic in Montreal will clash in Paris for good in 3 weeks. So much I have to say. So much I have to say. Before I do, I'm gonna open up something. Open up show with let's see. Let's see. I'm trying to see what I can open up with. But I'll see what I can open up with. I got some shocking news for all of you. Well, no, wait, no, wait. I'll just get right back to the show. Show to show tonight. Before I do, I got some breaking news for all of you. James Talking, the guy, the actor who played Mr. Strickland, and appeared in movies such as Top Gun, died last Wednesday at the age of 94. He died. I don't know if it's true, but I just got the word he died. James Talking, the guy who played Mr. Strickland. But we'll see if it was true. Who knows if it's true? He was also in War Games too, with Matthew Broderick and Alice Sheedy. So let's get right down with tonight's show. Oh, by the way, are you in shop before I get this? Or WWE reportedly considering 2 WrestleManias in 2027. A report from the Wrestling Observer newsletter states that WWE is actively exploring the idea of bringing WrestleMania, the company's big annual event, to Saudi Arabia. I feel like terrorists might get attacked by there. Attack some superstars if that happens. It's finalized that this will mark the first time 2 WrestleMania events were held within a single year, setting aside a string of 2 night affairs taking place since WrestleMania 36. Sources in Saudi Arabia believe the country is being targeted to host the event in 2027. With reports stating that the country is pitching for The Rock to headline the event. Oh boy. The potential second WrestleMania makes the latest event slated as part-term long partnership between WWE and Saudi Arabia, which has already been seen several high-profile events in the country ahead of the 2026 edition of the Royal Rumble. While the United States location is yet to be announced by WWE for the 2027 event, WrestleMania 42 is set to take place on Saturday, April 18th and Sunday, April 19th, as it returns to Las Vegas in 2026, which is stupid. Stupid. Yeah, it's really stupid. So let's get down to tonight's show. Okay, then Now Together Forever. The WWE video leads us into the show. Highlights are shown for SummerSlam's main event. Let's see. SummerSlam's main it leads the show. The highlights are shown from SummerSlam's Sunday main event, which saw the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes defeat John Cena for the WWE Championship in a street fight. Cena gave respect to Rhodes and was left soaked in applause from the crowd until Lesnar made his shocking return to WWE. Lesnar attacked Cena and hit him with an F5. Cena addresses Brock Lesnar's attack at SummerSlam. Cena comes out to a massive pop from the Montreal crowd. Cena looks fired up by the applause. The crowd is solidly behind him and loudly chants his name. Cena directs it over to Smackdown ring general manager Mark Nash. Nash says, "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the greatest of all time, the Never Seen 17, celebrating with each and every one of you here in Montreal for the one last time. He is the last real champion, John Cena." Cena gets an unreal ovation and poses in the ring. Cena says they've come a long way for the longest time. WWE was afraid to go to Montreal. There's a lot of history in this building. They were afraid because they thought the audience would hijack the show. Cena has never been afraid of that. He knows that the audience is the show. The crowd gives him another huge ovation and chants his name. Cena says he knows the people at home wish they were. He knows why WWE was afraid. There are people everywhere. The noise is fainting. He can barely hear himself. You can even feel it through the screening home. Imagine someone is trying to show them around, playing a show them. Showtimes. Sometimes when you're in the ring, they get scary around the crowd singing. The crowd starts loudly singing "Ole," and Cena says they might afraid and wonder what to do. There's one thing the people taught him through the years is even though he might be afraid, he faces his fears and head and lets them sing and do their thing. Cena embraces and enjoys every single turn. Cena chant fires up. Cena says, "Trust me, it doesn't last forever." Crowd chants, "Thank you, Cena." Cena looks incredibly moved as he listens to this thunderous chant. He has been performing for 2 decades and has shared many valuable moments in this ring. Cena thanks the crowd for that. Cena says after tonight, he got 11 dates left. Starting to understand that. Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second.
Hyundai Sonata versus Honda Accord. Look
Never
what
mind
Sonata
that ad.
has,
Ignore
and
that
what
ad,
Accord
everybody.
doesn't. Hyundai Sonata wins every time.
Never mind that ad, everybody. Just hold on a second. Okay. The crowd chants. Now Cena chant fires up. Cena says, "Trust me, it doesn't last forever." The crowd chants, "Thank you, Cena." Cena looks incredibly moved as he listens to his thunderous chant. Cena says he's been performing for 2 decades and has shared many valuable moments in this ring. Cena thanks the crowd for that. He says after tonight, he get 11 dates left. Cena is starting to understand that. as far as being afraid, every single day, time a day goes by, he gets more afraid. Cena thanks the crowd for that. He wants to lean into this for a second because it's more important to get this off his chest. He wants to lead with honesty and vulnerability. He he's afraid that no matter how much he wants to give his this limited time, he'll never be enough and will never let them down. He will also admit he's afraid of leaving the WWE, of leaving and the WWE's moving on. That the people will forget about him. The crowd is shocked and chants no. The crowd has all these fears on his mind. He's afraid of Brock Lesnar. Cena doesn't know what universe he would ever choose Lesnar as an opponent. Cena and the crowd known each other. For a long time. They know there's no universe where he ever backs down from Brock Lesnar. Is he afraid? Hell yes, he's afraid of Brock Lesnar. Just got himself a Cena problem. Cena's afraid that every single WWE superstar has just gotten themselves a John Cena problem. Time is winding down. They saw SummerSlam. They know he's not going down without a fight. Cena says, "So Brock Lesnar, when you want some, come get some." To anyone brave enough to walk the aisle and face off the last real champion, he plans to go down, guns blazing. The last time is down. So if you want some, come get some. And then here comes this arrogant, washed up motherfucker right here coming out. Logan Paul heads to the stage to massive boos. Paul starts walking to the ring and exhaustedly says, Paul says, whatever this is, he's cut off by massive booing. Whatever version of John Cena, this makes him sick. Paul used to respect him, but now he doesn't even know him. Paul asks, why is the crowd mad? At least he never switched up. Paul gets on the apron and the crowd chants, fuck you, Logan. Paul gets the biggest in the ring and Cena warns him that he may have just made the biggest mistake of his life. Paul says, we'll see about that. Cena doesn't know who he is, and people don't either. Paul has been real since day one. Whether they like it or not, Cena did it himself. Logan Paul does WWE better than any professional wrestler. That includes John Cena. Cena says Logan Paul might be right about that. He admits that saying that Cena says that Logan Paul is the biggest dumbass he has ever seen in his life. It's true. Paul says Cena is saying whatever the bosses want him to do. Cena says Montreal is the show. But Paul says that's false. He says he's the show. Paul says Cena is a charity case, giving out matches. Paul wants one. Cena suggests Logan Paul versus John Cena and says it sounds pretty good. Paul says better be careful what he wishes for. Paul says he wants it. Paul says he wants face-to-face with Cena in a French-speaking country in the middle of France. Paul wants that clash in Paris. Drew McIntyre attacks Cena from behind. Paul happily watches on. They double team Cena with stomps. Then World Wrestling Entertainment champion, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, runs down for the save. Rhodes sends McIntyre out of the ring, and Cena sends Paul over the top rope. Cena accepts the challenge for WWE Clash in Paris. Still, it seems like they want to fight. The crowd is getting louder. Cena says it looks like he has a partner, and he looks at Rhodes. Cena suggests McIntyre and Paul take them on tonight. Cena says the champ is here. It's a terrible kickoff, terrible show, the star of the show tonight. This is the 9th Smackdown from Montreal. Montreal has hosted 4 premium live events. Backstage, Kathy Kelly is backstage with the machine guns. Alex Shelley's ribs are taped up. The TLC match was brutal. They didn't get the titles, but they made it a career of getting knocked down and getting back up. Chris Sabin says their roadblock to the top begins tonight. Motion Machine Guns make their entrance. They'll face Solo Sikoa's MFTs next. We're going to go to commercial break. AAA Triple Mania 33 is coming on August 16th. Then we'll see replay. Moments ago, Logan Paul challenged John Cena to a match at WWE Clash in Paris. Cena was then attacked by Drew McIntyre, and before WWE Champion Cody Rhodes made a save, Cena accepted the challenge at Clash and Players before challenging them to a tag team match tonight. Tonight's main event will be WWE Champion Cody Rhodes and John Cena taking on Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. Then we'll see a video. This past Sunday at SummerSlam, Night 2, the MFTs interfered to cost Jacob Fatu his chance at the U.S. Championship against Sol Sikoa in a steel cage match. After Fatu hit a moonsault off the top of the cage. Tag team match. Here we go. The Motion Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin versus the MFTs, JC Mateo and Tala Tonga, with U.S. Champion Sol Sikoa and Tonga Loa. Referees Daphne LaShawn. Alex Shelley will start the match against JC Mateo. They lock up, and Mateo powers him against the ropes. Mateo delivers a clean break. Shelley ducks a blindside from Tala Tonga. And Mateo takes him down. Shelley fights him and applies a side headlock. Mateo whips him off, but he lowers his head and eats a kick. The MCG hit a double team flatliner missile dropkick combo on Mateo. Chris Sabin drop kicks Tonga in the knees. Shelley holds the ropes open. Sabin hits Mateo with a suicide dive. Sabin puts Mateo in the ring and kicks Tonga in the face. The MCMG gets in the ring and avalanches Mateo in the corner. Shelley tags in. They go for skulls and bones, but Tonga pulls Shelley out of the ring and sends him into the barricade. Commercial break. Picture-in-picture commercial break. Sikoa is sitting in a chair at ringside. Mateo hits Shelley in the ring and punches him in his injured rib. Shelley hits a jawbreaker and goes for a tag. Mateo stops him from making a tag. Mateo hits a back elbow, followed by a clothesline. Tonga tags in, and the big man avalanches Shelley in the corner. Tonga hits a short arm elbow, followed by an elbow drop. Tonga grabs him, but Shelley starts to punch him back. Tonga kicks him in the ribs and punches him down. Tonga chokes him with his big boot, and Sikoa claps from his chair. Tonga Leo gets some cheap shots in. Tonga clubs Shelley in the face for clubbing the injured rib. Shelley is in a lot of pain. Tonga whips Shelley hard in the corner and hits a backbreaker. Tonga stretches Shelley over his knee. Shelley punches out, but Tonga fights back with a bear hug. Back from the break, Tonga is clutching in a bear hug. Shelley punches out, but Tonga chops him down. Tonga scoops him, but Shelley slides off and shoves him to his corner. Mateo blind tags in and stops Shelley from making the tag. Shelley boots him and tags in Sabin. Sabin hits Mateo with a crossbody block before punching away at him. Sabin's shoulder is messed up from the TLC match. Sabin ducks a clothesline and soon hits a tornado DDT for a near fall. Shelley tags in. The Motion Machine Gun peppers Mateo with kicks before rolling up for a 2 count. Sabin tags in, and the Motion Machine Guns knock Tonga off the apron. The Motion Machine Guns then runs into a double clothesline for Mateo. Mateo crushes Sabin with a very exploder. 1-2, Shelley breaks it up. Mateo fights back, and Tonga tags in. The Motion Machine Guns goes in for the double team Mateo, but Tonga boots Shelley off the top rope. Tonga then hits Sabin with a chokeslam for the win. Winners by pinfall, the MFTs. U.S. Champion Sol Sikoa gets in the ring with the MFTs. Sikoa says this is what greatness looks like. They are looking at the soon-to-be WWE Tag Team Champions. That was terrible, that match. They're looking at the most dominant U.S. champion. It's a shame because he's all dressed up in his gear ready to fight. It's a good feeling in Montreal. There's nobody back there to fight him. Sioka says they are going to leave this crappy city because this is the place he wants to wrestle in. They go to leave, but Smackdown GM Dick Aldis comes out to the stage. Aldis says Sioka claims to be ready for a fight. He's got a special guest ready for the fight. You know Sioka very well, but it's someone but this is someone Montreal, Quebec knows very well. Sami Zayn comes out to a massive pop. That's the Sting song. The commercial break. Non-title match. U.S. Champion Solo Sikoa with the MFTs. Tonga Leoa, Todd Tonga, and JC Mateo versus Sami Zayn. Referee is Dan Angler. The bell rings to start the match. The crowd is buzzing for Sami Zayn. The crowd loudly chants, "Ole!" Sikoa covers his ears. Sami Zayn is fired up, and gets the crowd roaring. With a crowd, they lock up, and Sikoa soon backs him into a corner. Sikoa gives a clean break and stares into the eyes of his former Bloodline teammate. Sikoa points to the sky. Zayn fights back and elbows him in the head. Sikoa sends him to a corner, but Zayn counters with an exploder attempt. Sikoa gets out, but Zayn fights back and heads him in the corner. Zayn does 10 punches, but Sikoa pushes him off and runs him over with a shoulder tackle. Sikoa chops the chest and climbs to the second rope for the 10 punches. Zayn gets out and trips him before doing the 10 punches a little more than that. Zayn wails him away with the punches and chops him against the ropes. Sikoa whip versus whip, but Zayn springboards him over and hits a clotheslines over the top rope. Zayn connects with a somersault senton in front of the MFTs. The MFTs surround Zayn as he gets Sikoa in the ring. Zayn chops Sikoa. Sikoa reverses whip, but Zayn holds the ropes and elbows him back. The referee checks on Sikoa, and Todd Tonga clotheslines Zayn down. Then we go to commercial break. Back from the break, Sikoa is on the second rope and lifts Zayn. Zayn counters with a sunset flip powerbomb for a near fall. Zayn gets fired up and grabs Sikoa for a blue thunder bomb, but he has trouble lifting him. Sikoa elbows out and goes for a clothesline, but Zayn ducks it and goes for a blue thunder bomb again. He can't get him up. Sikoa hits a spinning solo for a near fall. Sikoa mounts Zayn and punches away at him. Sikoa signals for the end and grabs Zayn by the beard. Zayn kicks the Samoan spike away and boots him in the face. Zayn catches Sikoa with an exploder into the turnbuckles. Zayn gets the crowd going, but they are too loud. Sikoa, Tonga Leo, gets on the apron, but Zayn punches him off. Zayn hits Sikoa with another exploder into the turnbuckles. JC Mattel distracts the referee, so Zayn punches him in the ring. Todd Tonga gets on the apron, so Zayn challenges him. Sikoa rocks Zayn with a super kick and goes for a Samoan spike. Zayn ducks it and rolls Sikoa for the win. Winner by pinfall, Sami Zayn. Sikoa is stunned. Zayn gets out of the ring before the MFTs can attack him. Tonight's main event, we will see WWE Champion Cody Rhodes and John Cena battle Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. Backstage segment. WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss are backstage. Flair says still knows tomorrow is Bliss' birthday. Tomorrow was his birthday, but tomorrow's birthday. That's right. August 9th, 1991. For was August 8th, 1991. Today was her birthday. I was wrong. And tomorrow is Bliss' birthday. Well, actually, then she didn't know it. She has a gift for her though. Late birthday gift. Commercial break. Video. WWE teams with ESPN to put their premium live events on their streaming platform, starting with WrestleMania. Who knows? I think they're really desperate this time, WWE. And we see a video. The Y6 cut their broadcast. Uncle Harry says they will never lead us astray. When they speak, they always use the truth. Joe Gacy says they've never shown their power is nothing more than a harmless illusion. Dusty Loomis says they woke them up from their dream and made them realize their true identity. Nikki Cross speaks. Eric Rowan says they are more lessons to be learned. Their story has only just begun. Highlights of the TLC match are shown throughout. I don't know why in the world. You see WWE training room. Street Profits are icing up in the training room with B-Fab, DIY, and Cancer Ray coming and yell at them. She was stupid to be in there at SummerSlam. Yelled them. Tommaso Ciampa says they almost killed a mother. B-Fab says Laray's own husband knocked it over. SmackDown GM Nick Aldis says they'll get control of this tag team division next week. Next week, these two teams will square off. Charlotte Flair has a birthday surprise for Alexa Bliss. WWE Tag Team Champions Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss head to the ring. In the ring is a covered display. We see a replay of them winning the tag titles at SummerSlam Saturday. Flair greets the crowd. Alexa Bliss's birthday falls during their championship celebration. Flair could have made this about her, but she decided to be gracious to share a spotlight. And there's a cake in the ring that congratulations Charlotte Flair written on it. Oh, that's right. Bliss's name is written in a tiny front with a postscript saying "Happy Birthday." Flair then shows a present. Bliss isn't sure and won't accept the gift. They go back and forth pushing the gift toward each other. Flair asks Bliss if she remembers what she got 4 years ago. Flair brings out a Lily doll with a "We're Not Friends" shirt. Flair figured a Lily needed a tag team partner. Flair puts out a Charlie doll, a version of the Lily doll. Crowd chants Charlie. Bliss thanks her. Flair says needs something else from Bliss. This isn't enough. Flair needs something. Montreal needs something. Flair says you may bring. Flair says you may hug me. The crowd cheers. Bliss looks around. Bliss doesn't think it's necessary. Flair says you may hug the queen, Lexi. Bliss starts to inch toward her until Chelsea Green and the Hervers interrupt. Green says she's a proud Canadian. I don't know. I don't know why she's Canadian when she has that little ridiculous American gimmick. But they're listening to him applaud these self-absorbed American weirdos, make her want to turn in her passport. Judging by their love of Habs, they don't see champions often. The crowd loudly boos. Green says she doesn't know how they're parading freaking. They're tacky dolls. There should be celebrating Green's homecoming. Flair says she has one more gift for Bliss. Kicking Green's ass tonight. Green says they're busy. But SmackDown General GM Nick Aldis comes out. Aldis says he likes making the matches fly. He's got a brand new referee, and a referee comes out with a bow on his chest and makes the match. Then go to commercial break. Commercial break. Backstage segment. Carmelo Hayes finds Miz backstage. Hayes says Miz promised to take him to the top, but he dropped him. Miz agrees, but he says Hayes can't get the opportunities ahead of him. Miz says he got Nick Aldis to make them a tag match for next week. Hayes shakes the hands with him. SmackDown GM Nick Aldis whips up and asks what that was about. Mick Aldis says he needs to talk to him in his office. WWE Tag Team Champion Charlotte Flair with WWE Tag Team Champion Alexa Bliss versus Chelsea Green with Secret Harvest, Piper Niven, and Alba Fire. Referee is Gary Wilson. They lock up. Green wedges in the arm. Flair does a front wheel to reverse the pressure and takes her down. Flair walks on Green and kicks her out of the ring. Green regroups with the Secret Harvest. Flair knocks Flair back, but Flair quickly fights back with a chop. Green attacks Flair and bounces her in the corner. Flair knocks her back and chops her chest before kicking her in the head. Green reverses a whip to the corner, but Flair rolls her up into the turnbuckles and knocks her back. Flair kicks Niven and fire away before hitting Green with a cross body block for a 2 count. Green elbows out of a wrist lock and sends her into the ropes before slinging her down. Flair slings over Green and rolls her up for a 2 count. The kick out sends Flair face first into the middle of the turnbuckle. Green kicks Flair's head into the turnbuckle and poses on the second rope. Back from the break, we see a birthday cake at ringside. Flair punches away at Green and chops her. Flair chops away at her chest, ducks a clothesline, and hits her with a rock over clothesline. Flair connects with a German suplex before doing a kick up. Green quickly kicks Flair back, but Flair fires back with a kick. Flair fires over a natural selection for a 2 count. Green drops Flair on the apron, but Flair heads to the top rope. Green cuts her off and connects with a suplex for a 2 count. Green has a Secret Harvest put on the birthday cake in the ring. Bliss takes out the Secret Harvest with a cannonball. Green goes for an prettier into the cake, but Flair counters and hits Green with her own move into the cake. Flair applies a figure 4 leg lock and grabs some frosting from Green's face. Flair thinks it tastes good and applies a figure 4-8 for the win. We're in submission. WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss celebrating the ring. This tag team between Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss is ridiculous. I mean, Charlotte Flair was the same woman who destroyed Alexa Bliss's doll way back few years back. And their tag team partners. This is ridiculous. I mean, some down the road, Charlotte Flair is going to turn on her, because she doesn't care about Alexa Bliss and her being women's tag team champion. The only thing she cares about is being back on top, being women's champion again, be 16-time women's champion, like her father was a 16-time world champion. You know what I'm talking about, Nature Boy Ric Flair. Tonight's main event will be WWE Champion Cody Rhodes and John Cena taking on Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. We'll see a backstage interview. Kathy Kelly is backstage with WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton. Stratton says she's going to keep doing what she's been doing for 216 days. And that's keeping the title on Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill walks up and says, the story will be different next time. Stratton says the ending will not be the same. WWE Women's Champion Kiyola James and Kiana James come up to Jade Cargill. James says if Cargill wants the title, she can give her a call. James gives her a call. Cargill declines, but to tell her to keep the card and walk off. Misha walks up with a kendo stick and takes the card from Cargill. Then we'll go to commercial break. Cena's on the cover of People magazine. Video. Aleister Black believes he is allowed to use violence to stop greater violence. From Happening, there is no such thing as good as evil. Black says he's an eye for an eye, a limb for a limb kind of guy. That's why he exuberated the violence. exuberated vines against Damon Priest. Priest is home and nursing a hairline fracture in his jaw. Priest pushes back when someone pushes him. When someone pushes back, he pushes them off a cliff and waits for the smack at the end. If that makes him scapegoat, then so be it. Backstage segment. John Cena walking backstage when R-Truth walks up to him. They act like they're in the mirror. R-Truth is psyched that Cena is back. If Cena is back, then he's back. Cena's worried. Cena says he's worried about R-Truth. Cena was really mean for 5 months. Does R-Truth remember when he made that kid in Brussels cry? It's good to have R-Truth back. R-Truth looks confused. That saying was kind of terrible. Then we see the Maverick Logan Paul makes his entrance, followed by Drew McIntyre. The main event is next. Here we go. The main event, a tag team match. The Maverick, Logan Paul, and Drew McIntyre versus John Cena and the undisputed World Wrestling Entertainment Champion, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. Referees Ryan Tran. Cody Rhodes will start against Logan Paul. The crowd sings to Rhodes. They lock up, and Rhodes hits a side headlock. Paul whips him off, but Rhodes shoulder tackles him and does a Stardust cartwheel. Rhodes teases tagging in John Cena, but Paul tag kick knees him in the midsection. Rhodes whips him off before dropping down the hitting uppercut. Rhodes then hits a delayed front suplex. Rhodes then points to Cena. Paul quickly rolls up to a 2 count. Paul shoves Rhodes into the corner and tags Drew in McIntyre. McIntyre punches Rhodes into the corner and chops the chest. McIntyre sends him to the corner, but Rhodes slingshots him over. It's a snap power slam. Rhodes wrenches the arm, but McIntyre reverses a whip. Rhodes holds the ropes, then punches him back before punching Paul off the apron. McIntyre then hits Rhodes with a Glasgow kiss. McIntyre sends Rhodes out of the ring and distracts the referee. Paul clotheslines Rhodes at ringside. Then we go to commercial break. Picture-in-picture commercial break. Rhodes fights back at McIntyre, but McIntyre cuts him off at ringside. McIntyre gets him in the ring and stomps his hand. Paul tags in and they hit a double team vertical suplex for a 2 count. Paul applies a chin lock, but Rhodes fights up. Paul cuts him off and punches him down. Paul wrenches the arm and hits a tilted water slam for a 2 count. Paul puts Rhodes in the corner and punches away at him. McIntyre tags back in and hits the undisputed WWE champion with a delayed vertical suplex for a 2 count. Back from the break, Rhodes starts trying to fight back with punches. McIntyre sends Rhodes to the corner. Rhodes dives for a tag, but McIntyre cuts him off. Rhodes sends him to the ring post and crawls to the corner. Cena and Paul tag in. Cena starts the 5 moves of doom. 1 shoulder tackle, 2 shoulder tackles, back suplex powerbomb. Here we go. You can't see me. 5 knuckle shuffle. Cena lifts him up for an attitude adjustment and connects. 1-2. McIntyre breaks up the pin. McIntyre goes for a Claymore kick, but Rhodes cuts him off with a super kick. Rhodes clotheslines him over the top rope. It's a suicide dive. Cena grabs the belt, grabs Paul, but Paul hits a low blow in front of the referee. The referee calls for the bell. Winners by DQ: John Cena, undisputed WWE champion, Cody Rhodes. Logan Paul chases John Cena out of the ring and fights him to the back. At ringside, Rhodes bounces McIntyre off the steel steps before clearing the commentary table. Rhodes goes after McIntyre, but McIntyre cracks him in the skull with an undisputed WWE Championship. McIntyre psychotically stares at the title. McIntyre calmly puts it down for hitting Rhodes with a Claymore kick in front of the commentary table. While WWE officials run down to check on Rhodes, McIntyre talks trash as the show ends. Stupid tonight. Now the real question is, will Clash in Paris will be any good in 3 weeks? I bet you won't. I mean, this is I know why in the world they had to get booked. I just got the word they booked Logan Paul, Big John Cena versus Logan Paul at Clash in Paris. That's stupid. It should have been. I mean, that's stupid. I mean, it should have been. It should have been John Cena versus Brock Lesnar, because we all saw what happened didn't they see what happened? Didn't they see what happened? Didn't they all see what happened at SummerSlam Night 2? Y'all saw what happened. Brock Lesnar F5 John Cena at night two in the show. I mean, that's stupid. I mean, why wasn't that booked? Cena versus Lesnar at Clash of Champions. I don't know why that wasn't booked. And I think this is gonna be a terrible Clash in Paris. You know, this is why I bet you that Brock Lesnar. This is why I bet you Brock Lesnar is gonna interfere in this match and give Logan Paul the win, and that would be stupid, in my opinion. That's what I believe. You know what might happen? And I'm set up for a match at probably at the next pay-per-view, Crown Jewel, in my opinion, in October. And you know how that long it's gonna take. It's gonna take very long till October to see Cena versus Logan Paul. So you see Cena versus Brock Lesnar. That would be really stupid. Yeah. So that'll do yeah, we all know this. Yeah, we all know that'll be John. That Crown Jewel. He will have his last. That John Cena will be having his. That John Cena will be at Crown Jewel in Australia on October 11, 2020 will be his last and final pay-per-view this October. But tonight's show was just completely shitty. Since Cena's back as a babyface now, looks like they're gonna write off the storyline between The Rock and Travis Scott. But I bet you that Brock Lesnar is in Rock's back pocket and Travis Scott's back pocket because it leaves everyone confused for John Cena to be back as a babyface. So that'll do my thoughts my review. Now it's time for something I like to do. Hold on 1 second, everybody. Hold on. Here we go. It's time for Justin's top history, all the wrestling birthdays and pop culture. All you hear things are themed Back to the Future. Starring Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd celebrates 40th anniversary on July 3rd, 2025. The movie was released July 3rd, 1985. That was a Wednesday. So let's go to July, August the 7th. Okay. Yesterday was a happy 30th birthday, Chris Statlander. Marty Bell turned 37 yesterday. And yesterday was a happy birthday to Christy Wolf, better known by a ring name Messiah from WCW. Okay, on August 7, 1985 at the Pench Arena. August 7, 1985, Pench Arena, formerly known as the San Diego Sports Arena. Valley View Center, attendance was 9,000, run by WWE, which then was called the World Wrestling Federation, WWF. Tiger Chun-Li defeated Jack Armstrong. Wendy Richter defeated Alani Carr for the WWE title. Terry Funk defeated Rick McGraw. Brian Blair and Jim Brunzell defeated Alex Murdoch for the Moonsault Spot. Ricky Dragon Smoothdoff defeated Mr. Fuji by DQ. Don Morocco defeated Teal Santana by countout for the Intercontinental title. Adorable Adrian Adonis defeated Special Delivery Jones, and Paul Arnold defeated Roddy Piper by DQ. And on August 7, 1995, on WCW Prime, Buff Bagwell defeated Jake Steele, I believe, on WCW Prime. And on WWE on Monday Night Raw, August 7, 1995, on Monday Night Raw. This is pre Monday Night Wars. On Monday Night Raw, WWE Tag Team Champions Owen Hart and Yokozuna with Mr. Fuji and Jim Cornette defeated Razor Ramon and Savio Vega. Fatu and Tony DeVito. Fatu defeated Tony DeVito. Some of you know Rikishi make a difference. Fatu defeated Tony DeVito. Kama with Ted DiBiase defeated Tony Haste. And WWE Champion Diesel defeated Summer in a non-title match. This is leading up to SummerSlam. The other thing was during the WWE Tag Team Championship match, it was announced that the new WWE President Gorilla Monsoon changed the schedule of Shawn Michaels versus Sid match at SummerSlam to Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon, a ladder match, which is kind of dumb because Shawn Michaels wanted to get his revenge on Sid after stabbing him in the back. After WrestleMania. Yeah, after was it WrestleMania? Was it WrestleMania 11? Yeah. After the bout, Dean Douglas, Grady Razor, and Savio Vega's performance in the report card included Isaac Yank and DDS for Vignette. Sid called in during the comment on being taken out of his match. Shawn Michaels at SummerSlam, WWE President Gorilla Monsoon announced the match between Jerry Lawler and Shawn Michaels for the Intercontinental title for the following week. Including the Goldust Vignette. During the main event, Shawn Michaels and King Mabel came ringside, and they were involved in an altercation after the match with Diesel and Sir Mo. And 2005, August 7, 2005, Sunday Night Heat. Viscera. Viscera defeated Randy Dupree by DQ. Matt Striker defeated Johnny Parisi. Tyson Tonka defeated Vic Devine. Tag team match: Rosie and the Hurricane Rosie with Super Six defeated the Heartthrobs of Tony and Romeo. And some pop culture history. A couple movies released in theaters. Three movies released in theaters. for his release theaters nationwide. Ricky and the Flash. Ricky and the Flash, starring Meryl Streep and Kevin Kline, and her daughter Mamie Gummer. Yeah, this is the second collaboration between Kevin Kline and Streep before they were working together in 1982's Sophie's Choice. The Gift, starring Jason Bateman and Rebecca Hall, and the movie that became a big flop right here, Fantastic Four reboot, had negative reviews. And the movie had celebrated its 20th anniversary. Um, just Movie celebrated its 20th anniversary. Movie one with Jessica Alba and Chris Evans and the late Julian McMahon from Nip Tuck celebrates 20th anniversary on May 2005, just like yeah, I prefer the 2005 one better than this one. And then in 2005 and 2001 and 2000 and the 2005 2025 movie on the Fantastic Four, um first five sessions came out July 25th 2005. So yeah, they got they got Miles Teller as Mr. Fantastic. Mr. Fantastic. Michael B. Jordan as Johnny Storm, the Human Torch. Kate Mara is the Invisible Woman, and Jamie Bell as the Human Torch, and Toby Campbell as Toby Kebbell is you know, Dr. Doom. Yeah, this movie was a big flop. Okay, now let's go to next one. Let's go to today's August 8th. Today's a happy 45th birthday to Shayna Baszler. And Scott D'Amore. He turns 51 today. Or the Team Canada thing in TNA. And Joe Gacy. Yeah, Joe Gacy, some from the Wyatt Six. Joe Gacy, he turns 38 today. And Lord Alfred Hayes, he would have been 97. He went 97 today. Let's see what else. On this day in 1975, St. Louis show, run by NWA. 7,188 were in attendance. Don White and Renee Glay and Soldier Zornoff LeBeau defeated Akio Sato and Dane Littlebear and Prince Taboo in an 8-6 person tag team 2 out of 3 falls match. Jerry Oates defeated Bobby the Brain Heenan. Bobo Brazil defeated Chuck O'Connor and Pat O'Connor by Chuck O'Connor by DQ. Pat O'Connor defeated Ray Stevens by DQ. Rocky Johnson and Wilbur Snyder defeated Harley Race and Ox Baker. And Jack Briscoe defeated Giant Baba in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the NWA World Heavyweight title. Now this day in 2005, and this day in 1995 on ECW Hardcore TV. ECW TV title match, Eddie Guerrero defeated Dean Malenko. ECW World Tag Team title match, Raven and Steve Richards defeated Pitbulls, Pitbull number 1, Pitbull number 2. Okay, on Monday Night Raw on this day in 2005, hyping up SummerSlam, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, in Mellon Arena. Eugene defeated Kurt Angle by DQ in the Kurt Angle Invitational match, challenge match. Chris Masters and the crowd was booing Eugene. Why boo a mentally disabled man? That's wrong. Well, we get his Kurt Angle's hometown, but that's mean spirited. And then Kurt Angle comes out and attacks Eugene. The dude is lost because being a sore loser, and then Hulk Hogan comes to make his save. And then Chris Masters defeated Shelton Benjamin. Rod Conway defeated Viscera. And the Heartthrobs, Antonio Romeo and Viscera defeat Rosie, the Hurricane, Rosie, and Super Stacy. Then we see a segment. You see a segment right here, and we see the highlight reel where Chris Jericho introduces Eric Bischoff. We talk about what they did as Cena, and Eric Bischoff says he's impressed with what Chris Jericho did, and he says there was one problem, Jericho. You see, things didn't work out the way I planned last week. You see, John Cena is still WWE champion, and that's because of one man and one man alone, and that is Chad Patton. And Chad Patton and Eric Bischoff brings Chad Patton in the ring for him to come out and face the music. And this is what and then he tells Christian and Chad Patton tells him who was Who was the Carlito facing in the match against who was Carlito facing in the match between who was John Cena's opponent for the World Heavyweight Champion with Chris Jericho? Who was the match? Hold on, let me start over. Who was John Cena facing in the match for the World? Who was John Cena's? He said who was John Cena's opponent in the match for the World Heavyweight Champion for the WWE title last week? And Chad Patton says it was Chris Jericho. That's right, it was Chris Jericho. Wait, hold on, wait. He said who was the special guest referee for the World Heavyweight title match against John Cena and Carlito? And Chad Patton said it was Chris Jericho. That's right. And he shows the video picture. What we doing here? Then, yeah, Chad Patton was making the cover, 1, 2, 3, and Chad Patton, he said he was just doing his job. Then we see Chris Jericho, and Chris Jericho and Eric Bischoff acting like a bunch of bullies to Chad Patton say he's gonna and Christian and Eric Bischoff wants him to be punished for screwing for screwing Carlito last week. Yeah, so it's gonna be Chris Jericho and Chad Patton. I mean, he's a referee. I mean, no human being deserves to be treated like that. I mean, that's abuse of power. I mean, yeah, that was disgusting right there. And Chris Jericho put defeated Chad Patton, and then we put in Walls of Jericho, but he won't let go until John Cena made a move. And then we see this little segment here, this little match right here. We see Matt Hardy defeating Snitsky in his big return to the WWE. Then Edge come out and turn in favor, attack Edge, and we see a huge fight backstage, brawl backstage between Matt Hardy and Edge. And then we see a little Divas contest. And then we see a little we see a little debate between Hulk Hogan and Shawn Michaels with Jerry the King Lawler. And that's it. So that'll do it for my review. My everything, got everything covered. And so I hope all of you good night. When the Godfather Soldiers was Slimming, it's 11:56. So just follow me anytime. Follow me anytime. There's a late chat and show say like the dress up a chapter, sing like Lionel Richie James, like James Brown, like to get in that hot tub. Gonna be sweat, gonna be dry, gonna be wet. Referring to Eddie Murphy doing an impression of James Brown on Saturday Night Live. So I hope all of you have a good night. I'm out of here. Peace. Yeah, by the way, I never grew up in the 80s or grew up in the 90s. I never watched old schools. I never grew up in the 90s. Grew up in the 80s. I mean, I watched reruns of old school Saturday Night Live. I was born in 88. I'm 36, going on 37. Yeah, hope all you have a very good night. Yeah, I watched reruns of old school Saturday Night when I was little on Comedy Central when I was little. So hope you have a good night. I'm Godfather Soldier Slimming. I'm out of here. Peace.